As president, I will always defend our nation's glorious heritage, and we will protect the Judeo-Christian principles of our founding, and we will protect them with vigor. We have to bring back religion in America, bring it back stronger than ever before as our country grows stronger and stronger. Our country is now
in the 1920s, at a time that feels a lot like our era now, massive economic and social shifts, right? Agrarian society to an industrial society, the country to the city, profound social and economic polarization, technological leaps, et cetera, you had the rise of really ugly racist movements and xenophobic movements, mostly in the form of the KKK. And not only was the KKK anti-black, it was anti-Semitic and anti-Catholic. And in 1928, the first Catholic to run on a major party presidential ticket appears, a man named Al Smith, who was the governor of New York at the time, and the KKK torpedoes his candidacy, largely with anti-Catholic weapons. And a group of great Americans emerge out of that and say, we can't have this. You know, with the growing Catholic and Jewish populations in the United States, we can't be a nation that excludes their contributions. That's crazy. They build an organization called the NCCJ, and they start doing a set of civic projects across the country. Tri-faith dialogues, minister, priest, rabbi, going to different campuses in different cities and to different military bases around the world, the era of World War II, to talk about the importance of what they call the brotherhood of man under the fatherhood of God. And as a part of this, they decide a new narrative is important for a country that long thought of itself as a Protestant nation. And so they invent a word, and the word is Judeo-Christian. It's an invention. It's not theologically accurate. Jesus is the central player in Christianity. He's maybe a good rabbi in Judaism. Discuss, right? It's not historically accurate. It's not like Jews fared especially well in Christian majority societies for much of history. What it is a genius civic invention. It is a term that helped us welcome the contributions of Jews and Catholics.
There's a phrase that sounds powerful the moment you hear it. Ancient, unified, authoritative. Judeo-Christian. It feels like a bridge across history, like a single river flowing from the patriarchs into the church, from Abraham into the modern believer. It sounds like continuity. It sounds like unity. It sounds like truth preserved across time. But the moment you begin to examine it closely, the questions begin to surface. What exactly does Judeo-Christian mean? Is it a biblical reality or a modern construction? Is it a true spiritual alignment or a convenient blending of two distinct covenants? And most importantly, does it reflect the message of Jesus Christ, or does it blur something he made very clear? Because this is where depth is required. Not emotion, not tradition, not assumptions, but clarity. The term Judeo-Christian does not come from the Bible. You will not find the prophets using it. You will not find the apostles preaching it. It is a modern phrase, largely popularized in the 20th century, used to describe shared ethical values between Judaism and Christianity, especially in Western thought. And at a surface level, that sounds reasonable, because Christianity did not appear in isolation. It emerged from within the story of Israel. The scriptures, the covenants, the promises, the prophetic timeline, all rooted in what we now call Judaism. The God revealed in Genesis is the same God revealed in the Gospels. The covenant with Abraham, the law through Moses, the words of the prophets, all form the foundation upon which the message of Christ stands. So there is continuity, there is connection, there are shared roots, but here is where the tension begins. Because while Christianity comes from that root, it does not remain within the same covenantal structure. And this is not a small difference. It is the difference that defines everything. The coming of Jesus Christ was not merely an extension of Judaism as it existed, it was a fulfillment, and at the same time, a transition into something new. This is why his arrival created division, not political division, but theological rupture. Because many who held to the existing system could not accept what he revealed. They had the law, they had the temple, they had the traditions. But when the fulfillment stood before them, many rejected him, not because they didn't know God, but because their understanding of God had become fixed within a system that could not recognize him when he came. And that moment is critical. because it reveals that connection to the roots does not automatically mean alignment with the fulfillment. After his death and resurrection, the message that the apostles preached was not remain within the old structure. It was that a new covenant had been established, not separate from the past, but completing it. The early church faced this tension immediately. As the message spread beyond Israel into the Gentile world, a massive question emerged. Do you have to become part of Jewish identity through law, customs, and tradition to fully belong to Christ? This was not theoretical. It threatened to fracture the entire movement, and the resolution was not a blending of two systems. It was a clarification of one. Salvation was not through the law. Identity was not through external markers. Righteousness was not through adherence to the old covenant system. It was through Christ alone. This is where the term Judeo-Christian begins to become complicated, because it suggests a seamless unity between two realities that, according to the New Testament, are connected, but not identical. Judaism, particularly in its post-temple form, does not accept Jesus Christ as Messiah. Christianity is built entirely on the confession that he is. That is not a small difference. That is the dividing line. So when people use the phrase Judeo-Christian, it can sometimes create the impression that both are simply two expressions of the same completed truth. But biblically, they are not the same in their current form. One awaits the Messiah. The other proclaims that he has come. One is rooted in covenantal law as identity. The other is rooted in transformation through Christ as identity. So, is the concept